This is what I wanted. This is what I've been waiting for these cars to come off of this corner. And guys, it's showtime. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing today, boys.
You were going to give us an update on the Austin Dillon situation.
Austin Dillon.
By the way, I did watch the Coke 0400 in Daytona. You know,
I think that,
all your listeners out there, you may not like to watch NASCAR. You may think it's fun, but if you like any kind of auto racing, and I agree, there's a lot of NASCAR that's just. There's a reason why I always have a fast forward button on record NASCAR, because a lot of it's just. Okay, they're riding around the track. The announcers are talking about inside. The announcers are talking inside baseball. They're not even calling the race. They're just and this guy went to Wendy's, and then this guy went to, and then they all got together and had donuts. It's like, and then they talked about the race car.
I have an irrational dislike of Martin Truex Jr. just because they pushed him so hard when I got back into NASCAR. Yeah. I was like, I don't get much. I want to see the cars go around in a circle and hear the loud roaring engines. I don't give it.
Right. Well, and they did it right. They did the Coke 0400. They had the mics open on the track. Right. I had the nice speakers going. It felt like they were ripping through the living room. It was great. You know,
which is a whole different kind of race.
When Parker Kligerman is given the color commentary about the drivers, I just, all I hear is like the Charlie Brown teacher.
Yeah, that's all I hear too.
Parker Kligerman's claim to NASCAR glory was that he was in a NASCAR once. I think that's it, right?
He raced once, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's giving you all the intricate inside.
The best race that they did. The best race that they did was. It was the Darlington with the 600-mile race, the really long one. I forget what that was, like the Coca-Cola 600 or whatever. It's the throwback race that they do every year.
Yeah.
And they brought the old school announcers out that they used to call back in the 60s and 70s.
The Hall of Fame guys.
They brought the Hall of Famer broadcasting guys, and they were calling the race. And it was the best 45 minutes of that race I've ever watched. Because they're just talking about the race. They're talking, so-and-so is moving up to third. So-and-so back in the pack is moving up. He's got a run. Here they come on the outside.
Midget racer doing well. Here comes the midget racer. No. He went by twice.
Yep.
P38.
Anyway,
how'd that get in the race?
But so Austin Dillon, if all the listeners aren't aware, because they don't watch NASCAR, which I don't blame them, he intentionally wrecked Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin, and it was ruled that it was he intentionally wrecked both of them to win the race.
It was clear. It was
pretty clear. But they had to review it, and then Hendrick, I think it was Hendrick Motorsports, who he races for. They appealed the original decision, which then they caused them to review it again. And basically, NASCAR came out and said, "Look, we don't want the sport to be this. We don't want we don't want people wrecking other people to win the races. It's not what we want. So." You're going to be your driver and your motorsports, the company are both going to be punished. So they suspended Dillon for 2 races or 1 race. And then they took his playoff win because he won the race. So he got into the playoffs. They took the points away and the playoff win. So he has 1 race left this season. It's the next race.
Yeah.
That's coming up. The whatever 400 that's next week or this weekend. He has to win that race if he wants to be in the playoffs this year.
Well, and the funny thing is,
and he is so low now in the points that there is no way for him to get in on points. He has to win a race.
Yeah, Kyle Busch is just below the cut line, which is an odd thing for him. But it's funny.
He's just going to finish higher up in the field.
Well, it's been funny watching him throughout the season. I like him not personally. I just like watching him as a race car driver. I know all race car drivers. I know race car drivers are all
most of the part.
Well, it's interesting watching him. First of all the race car drivers are tools, right? I think
kind of have to be.
Yeah, kind of have to be. And I think the last great racer was Alan.
The gentleman racer.
Yeah, the gentleman racer.
True gentleman racer. Yeah.
But even then, he's going to have some short person syndrome to be competitive. But when you see the Polish victory lap, when the driver goes backwards around the track. drives a victory lap in reverse rotation. That's a tribute to Klawicki. That was his thing, and
cool. That was his thing.
Yeah. So the Coke Zero 400 definitely worth a watch. You can pick it up on YouTube. It is everything that you look for NASCAR and that we haven't seen in a while, right? It's 40 cars or however many cars in.
Yeah.
It looks like rush hour traffic at 200 miles an hour.
That's great.
It's great. It's three lanes wide, flat out.
Well,
200 miles an hour, bumper to bumper, door to door. Not an Austin Dillon inside. Actually, Austin was in there in the back. he gets wrecked anyway. He got wrecked.
Good, as he deserves. He got days of hopefully he got days of thundered because he deserves it.
It was 400 miles of a knife fight.
Cool.
At 200.
Well, they've been working on They're working on the graphics package, or not the graphics, the ground effects packages to make the racing closer. It's always I understand it because close racing generates excitement. It's more exciting to watch if they're all close together and battling for the lead. But sometimes it's fun to just watch a driver stomp everyone else into submission.
There's that too, right?
And a little bit of both would be nice. I know it's kind of like asking for your cake and getting your cake and eating it too, which I never understood that expression. If I've got the cake, why wouldn't I be able to eat it?
Cake is a sometimes food.
It's more like
I tried it. I'm gonna eat it. So find your own.
As I just said, but if we let the manufacturers loose again, like it was in the 70s with the wing cars
I think
all that.
I think what we need to do at this point, because car technology's come so far forward, back to stock car racing.
Right, true stock car.
If it's on the showroom floor, you race it.
That's where I was getting. Is it needs to go back to the original where it's
from
you have to go buy it.
Floor.
Yeah, you have to go buy it and put a cage in it and then race it as is. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know what you... or it's just the fact that I'm in rural Idaho.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know. So you can start your rant over and get in clear,
I was not so much a rant, more of a statement, but sure.
Now you're good. Go. Go.
I'm working on it. You keep screwing me up. I'm trying to get my thoughts back together because you got me in the middle of the rant. Just the train flipped over and like that one in Ohio, it killed half town or whatever.
Yeah.
We go back. You buy the car from the showroom. You have to take it off the showroom floor. You have to put a cage in it, and then the racer has to race it with the airbags and everything. The only upgrade you get to make is a cage and a 5-point harness, and that's it. It's got air conditioning.
You're more strict than I would be. I'd let them adjust ride height up to 2 inches.
No,
I would let them.
No. It's got to be the way it came off the showroom floor. You can pick whatever car you want.
You're talking about Days of Thunder rental cars.
Yes,
and I'd be all about that.
I'm talking about what it used to be. What NASCAR used to be. It used to be the car had to be unmodified other than safety. Because that's like how Hudson got the Hudson Hornet, right? The fabulous Hudson Hornet. That's how they got the cars to be faster. They started making hard use cars.
Yeah.
So that the car, because they couldn't modify the car in any way. All the bolts had to be factory. If you changed one nut, one bolt, one screw, you were out.
So it'd be kind of fun, right? Because you'd have Hellcats and Supras and maybe a Corvette and all kinds of and all those different cars.
They don't run Corvettes. It would be like Supras and Mustangs, and I think the Camaro's still out there right now, and Camrys.
Well, it would come back.
Right. But it would force automakers that if they want their car represented in NASCAR, it now needs to be competitive in NASCAR.
Yeah,
it can't just be a shell over a... Well, Stellantis isn't in NASCAR. They don't have a car fielded.
I know.
But I know they should. But yeah, if you can't just be a plastic shell or a fiberglass shell over a cage, over a 3-piece body. That's completely not the car that it looks supposed to look like.
I mean, I'd be all excited about that if all of a sudden there's a Charger Daytona that actually is a modern version of the winged warriors of yore.
I want the Toyota Camry. I want the Toyota Camry that's been homologated NASCAR. I want that car. awesome.
Yeah.
Instead of coming on like 195, 75 R16, it's got 275, 40 R17s or 18s.
Mm-hmm.
The back end's almost tubbed out to get the tires to fit. It's low to the ground. It's got a V8.
And you know when you come when you see your first one on the road in the wild, it'll be driven by a cyber senior with a wheelchair in the back.
Exactly. It'd be great. I'd love it.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome.
I'd be all about. I would follow that. Follow that car. Speaking of Dora the Explorer, follow that car.
Follow that. But get the map. It's a map. There's a map. There's a monkey with boots on. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a flying carpet. I don't know what's going on.
There's a map. There's a backpack. There's a monkey with boots on. The child seems to be on some kind of drugs.
Okay.
It's okay.
Well, that's just going to be where we're going to have to auger this one in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the carrier pigeon. And we'll talk to y'all later.